This is a sports catastrophe production. Hey there, Heather Ho, there's Jeff Cutter Diamond welcoming you to another sports catastrophe birthday boy. And the birthday boy today is a golf icon, winning 45 PGA Tour events, 6 majors, and is the oldest major winner in history at 50 years, 11 months, 7 days when he won the 2021 PGA Championship. Unfortunately, though, he's one of 17 players in golf history to win at least 3 of the 4 majors. He won every one of the majors minus the U.S. Open, where he's finished up 6 times. Mickelson was spent so many years on the top 50 mark. He's actually known for his left-handed swing, even though he's actually right-handed, because his father was right-handed. He is Phil Mickelson, a.k.a. Lefty. So, he's 52 today, born in 1970. He mirrored his dad's right-handed swing and all that. Mickelson looked good and was part of Arizona State's fine university golf scholarship and all that. He won 3 NCAA individual titles as a NCAA champion. Him and Ben Crenshaw were the only ones ever to do that. Arizona State won the team title in 1990. So Mickelson looked good and all that. He won the U.S. Amateur in 1990. And he won in 91 as an amateur at the Northern Telecom Open in Tucson. He became the 6th amateur to win a tour event when he did it in 91. Also, people accompanying him was Garth Plank, Doug Sanders, and Gene Lidler. In fact, Mickelson's win is the last by an amateur at a PGA Tour event. So he graduated from Arizona State in 1919 and quickly turned professional. He got a 2-year exemption on the PGA Tour because he won an event. He didn't have to go through Q school. So he looked pretty good and all that. He won many golf events and all that. And it looked good. Up to 2003, he was looking pretty good. He was one of the best golfers not named Tiger Woods. The only issue was he couldn't win a major to save his life. He had many U.S. Open blunders. 99 was one of his worst. He looked good, but Payne Stewart, coming out of frickin' nowhere, beat him on the final hole. And Payne Stewart said Mickelson will get one and all that, but not so much. Mickelson was probably the best player never to win a major. More so than Colin Montgomery. Mickelson went into the 2004 Masters knowing that he has to shake off that best to never win a major thing. And he put up an 18-foot birdie putt on the final hole. And if you can forget Jim Nance's call, is it his time? Yes! Ernie Els was 1 stroke back of Mickelson. Mickelson became the 3rd left-handed winner of a major, joining Bob Charles, who won the British Open in 63, and, ironically, the year before his win was the Masters champion Mike Weir in 2003. Bubba Watson would become the 4th when he won the Masters in 2012 and 14. Mickelson was dropped from his contract with Titleist Golf because he left a voicemail message for a Callaway golf executive and praised Callaway instead of Titleist. Titleist dropped him. However, Callaway instantly took him up and all that. He had a lot of ridicule and all that. And the worst part was that he was 1-3 in the Ryder Cup. However, Mickelson would hit a 59 a few months later at the Grand Slam of Golf in Hawaii. And then he would win his 2nd major in 2005 at the PGA at Baltusrol. And he survived ahead of Steve Ellington and Thomas Bjorn. Mickelson would win the 2006 Masters, winning 2 out of 3, which was great. He beat Tim Clark by 2 strokes. It looked pretty good. He won the last major of 2005, the PGA Championship, and the first major in 2006, the Masters. So he was looking for 3 in a row at the U.S. Open. And it looked good for him at Winged Foot. Only Ben Hogan and Tiger Woods won 3 consecutive majors, not necessarily in the same calendar year. But anyway, Mickelson was a joint leader and part of a wild finish. He had bogeyed 16. He still had the lead on 17, but he missed the fairway to the left. And his drive went inside a garbage can. Fortunately, though, he was given a free drop because, it was free. He parred the hole and had a 1-stroke lead with 1 hole left. All he had to do was just play it safe, par 18. It's over. He gets his U.S. Open. He decided to hit a driver off the tee and hit it well left of the fairway. The ball bounced off a hospitality tent and was in an area of trampled down grass and closed by trees. He wanted to go for the green with his second shot instead of trying to pitch out on the fairway. His ball hit a tree and only lasted 50 yards. His next shot hit the left greenside bunker. He couldn't get up and down. He had a double bogey. And he fumbled it. All he had to do was just play it conservatively. Par to win or get a bogey and force a playoff. A Monday playoff with Jeff Ogilvy. Ogilvy, of course, won it. Mickelson says, I'm still in shock. I still can't believe I did that. This one hurts more than any tournament because I had it won. Congratulations on Jeff on some great play. I want to thank all the players who support me. The only thing I could say is I'm sorry. I just can't believe I did that. I'm such an idiot. At least he admitted it and all that. Mickelson would do some great work for people and all that. So, yeah. Mickelson looked pretty good and all that. Mickelson would have to miss some time in 2009 because his wife Amy was diagnosed with breast cancer. And then, of course, his mother had breast cancer and all that. So Mickelson had to miss the British Open because of that. But he did the great thing. In 2010, he won the Masters, his third, with a great performance over Lee Westwood. So it was his 4th major, his 3rd Masters. It was amazing what he had done and all that. Mickelson did pretty well for himself. In fact, the 2010 Masters were 3rd in TV ratings behind the 97-2001 ones of Tiger Woods. Mickelson would do what he could to make things happen. At the 2013 U.S. Open at Marion, Mickelson was leading by 1 stroke with a chance to finally get his U.S. Open that he'd been dreading and had 5 runner-up finishes in. But he 3-putted a couple of holes and he fumbled it. He would finish in 2nd place, 2 strokes behind Justin Rose. In fact, his 6 losses, his 6 runner-up finishes at the U.S. Open is 2nd all-time for most runner-up finishes at a major, with Jack Nicklaus having 7 runner-up finishes at the British Open. But Nicklaus at least won. So, yeah. Speaking of the British Open, July 21st, Mickelson in 2013 won his 5th major title. So he won the British Open at Muirfield. Well, he won the Scottish Open in the week before. He, in fact, became the first person ever to win the Scottish Open and then the British Open on back-to-back weeks. Mickelson won by 3 strokes. He did it. He had cold calls and majors. He had surgeries. It looked like Mickelson was not going through and all that. He went on to the Champions Tour, aka the Senior Tour. And then, for some strange reason, Phil Mickelson looked good. Mickelson held a 54-hole lead, the 54-hole lead, or the lead after 3 rounds at the PGA at Kiowa last year, leading Brooks Koepka by 1 shot with 1 day to play. He hit a 73, not so bad. But the good thing is he won by 2 strokes over Koepka and Oosthuizen. So at 50 years old, he became the oldest major champion. And I believe the record was held by Julius Borles. I think it was at the, 67 British Open? Or 68, I can't remember. But anywho, that was amazing and all that. Mickelson looked pretty good and all that. Anyway, Mickelson this year has gotten himself in trouble in 2022. Despite Saudi Arabians being scary MFers who had murdered Jamal Khashoggi and executed gay people, he supported the Saudi-backed Live Golf, which was supposed to be a competitor to PGA, because it offered an opportunity to reshape the PGA Tour. Of course, the PGA Tour was pissed off. I mean, Mickelson made his comments about Saudi Arabians being terrible, yet he still supported the golf thing. People were just miffed. Mickelson would have to miss the Masters and withdrew from the PGA Championship. Greg Norman, who is the golf CEO, said that Mickelson will play in the first event on the Live Golf Series beginning June 2022. Unfortunately for Mickelson and 16 other tour members, they're suspended from PGA events because he participated in a conflicting event without permission. Mickelson did pretty well for himself. A lot of earnings and all that. Unfortunately, though, because of that, because of what he did in defending the Saudi Arabian thing and all that. So yeah, he's won 45 PGA Tour events. The worst part he's won 5 majors, but the worst part was his 6 runner-up finishes. Unbelievable. He was runner-up in 99, 2002, 2004, 2006, 2009, and 2013. So it's just amazing how he looked so good and all that. Of course, Live Golf started all that. Live Golf is the Roman numeral for 54. It's L for 50, IB for 4. So yeah, good luck with him on the tour. But you know what? He's still a PGA legend, even though he's playing for a competitor. And that's the way it goes. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. I do.